Episode number 957, 2 Beers and a Puppy.
You're listening to the official BNI podcast with BNI founder and Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Ivan Misner. Stay tuned for networking and referral marketing tips from the man who's been called the father of modern networking, along with suggestions and insights into getting the most from your membership in the world's largest networking organization, BNI.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the official BNI podcast. I'm Priscilla Rice, and I'm coming to you from Live Oak Recording Studio in Berkeley, California, and I'm joined on the phone today by the founder and the Chief Visionary Officer of BNI, Dr. Ivan Misner. Hello, Ivan. How are you, and where are you?
Still enjoying the Austin weather. It hasn't gotten too hot here yet, so it's great. I've got a guest today. First of all, I love the topic, 2 beers and a puppy. I think that's hysterical. I have a guest today. He's from Down Under. His name is Bradley Page, and he got up at dark 30 to do this podcast with me. I really appreciate it. Bradley's a licensed real estate agent and auctioneer. He's done it for over 22 years. He's been a BNI member for 10 years. He picked up his 10-year pin at the Global Convention in Sydney in 2025, where we got a Guinness World Record. I did a podcast on that recently for the largest speed networking. Currently, he's doing his second stint as a BNI member, and he's the inaugural chapter president for BNI Synergy in Newcastle, Australia, which was launched in July 2025. Bradley, welcome to the BNI podcast.
Thank you very much, Ivan. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to be invited onto your program.
Well, it's truly my pleasure. And I think one of the great things about bringing in guests is they come in with some ideas and a perspective on the program that's interesting and funny. And this is certainly both of those. So talk about the process. 2 beers and a puppy here. Talk about the process.
Absolutely. This process was actually written by a fellow by the name of Ross McCammon. And it's twofold. It's to figure out someone's value in your life, along with a helpful test for determining how you feel about someone. So what you actually do is, in order to find out how you actually feel about someone, you've got to ask yourself 2 questions. Would you have a beer with this person? And would I allow this person to look after my puppy over a weekend? Now, you're going to get 4 answers to this particular question. So some people are going to be no and no. These people are to be avoided at all costs. All right. They're your negative Nancy's, okay, which I know that you've covered before. So some people are going to be yes and no. These people are to be cautiously trusted. So they're sitting in the VCP process where you're starting to know, like, and trust them. Some people are no and yes. These people are no fun to be around, but they make the world a better place for puppies.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And finally, right, some people are yes and yes. Now, Ivan, these people are wonderful people, and your life and work are better for having them in your life. So seek them out, collaborate with them, and enjoy their company. So that's the process in a whole.
I love it. Now, you named somebody, and did I read this right? He was a yoga friend. You met him in yoga?
Yes. We were both having some challenging times, and where we were attracting some yuckiness into our life, and she actually came forward and said, "Look, I've been given this process, and since I've used it, it's changed my life." And I went, well, things happen for a reason. If you believe in the law of attraction, you attract things into your life for a reason.
In the last podcast, I talked about the law of attraction. So
there you go.
I absolutely just talked about it. All right. You have a lot more to cover. So how do you use it with people you meet for the first time?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Observation is power and judgment is weakness. So what you've got to do is observe people's mannerisms. Observe their dress code. Observe how they speak and introduce themselves to you. Are they loud people, or are they really warm, inviting, and calm?
Yeah.
Are they pushy with what they're trying to get across? Right? Are they someone that you feel really, really comfortable with and you want to spend some time with them? But more importantly, are they someone that you want to have a beer with and let them look after you, after your dog, on a weekend? So just, where people are a little bit nervous when you're meeting them, and some can be really, really overbearing.
Now, for those people who don't do beer, would a cup of coffee, a couple of coffees, or a couple of glasses of wine be okay?
Correct. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it's not just defined to beers. Absolutely. Yeah. So
I think I've actually had 2 beers in my entire life.
Well, there you go.
And both of those were places where they had nothing. I wouldn't drink the water; it was slightly brown, and they didn't have anything else. So those are the only times I had a beer. But I'd have a couple of glasses of wine with you, my friend.
I certainly would do that with yourself and Jody as well, Ivan. So basically,
you added something in what you sent me, which I thought was. Which I really appreciated. And you talked about a book I wrote, Who's in Your Room, and how that applies to the 2 beers and a puppy concept. So do you want to talk about that?
Absolutely. Your book, yes, 2 Beers and a Puppy. I would read it religiously every 3 to 4 months. The writing in that is just phenomenal.
Oh, the book was Who's in Your Room, not 2 Beers and a Puppy.
That's right. Yeah, Who's in Your Room. That's right. Yes. So, okay. Go through all your social media platforms. So your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn. See who's actually in there, who's in your room currently, and ask that question. Okay, would you have 2 beers with this person, and would you have this person look after your dog over a weekend? Go through your phone. Same sort of thing. Is that you'll be amazed at the contacts that you've got in there, and are they people who you really want to resonate with, and who's going to move you to closer to what you want to be? Do I have? It's a phenomenal process, and you'll be astounded what names you put into what bucket. Yeah. And obviously, what do you do then with the no one knows that you come up with? Well, in Who's in Your Room, you put a little visualization of a box, and you put the names in the box where you can't touch, and you put a couple of locks on them so they don't get out. So that's where they go.
Yeah, and you had some thoughts on engines and anchors, yeah?
Correct. Absolutely. In Who's in Your Room, you say that there's 2 types of people. There is engines. They're the people that they're always going. They're always moving, and inspiring people to what you want to be, do or have. Where the anchors, they're the ones that will want to pull you back. So in this process, when you're doing 2 beers and a puppy, I can guarantee you, your yes and yeses will be your engines, and your no and no's will be your anchors.
Yeah.
And I know that if and Priscilla might be able to dig out the podcast. She also did a podcast on hunters versus farmers. Same sort of process.
Yeah. So you also wanted to talk. Was that everything you had on 2 beers and a puppy, or 2 coffees for those of you who don't drink?
2 coffees, yes.
Anything else you want to add to that? Because I know you wanted to talk about the B&I podcasts that you've heard over the years.
No, I think that's pretty well it. It is a process. It's a very strong process. I encourage everybody to do it, and hopefully they have the success that I've had in using the process to be a better person, and obviously attract the people into your life to get the results you want.
Excellent. So talk about your thoughts on the B&I podcasts that come out each week. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, absolutely. To me, and I can only talk about myself, but I see myself having an invisible B&I tool belt on my waist. And as each podcast comes in, you share lots of wisdoms about who's in your room, how to speak when the meeting's boring. Hopefully 2 beers and a puppy, and we've all got this invisible tool belt to help us to be a better person, and to basically, it's a jigsaw puzzle. So each piece that comes out each week fills the jigsaw puzzle, and it's another tool that goes into the tool belt. So, it basically makes me a better person all around, having those tools that I can use, and being a better B&I member. So I really do hope that there are other B&I members out there that really look forward to receiving the B&I podcast weekly and using them the way I do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And it's amazing to me as I travel around the world how many BNI members listen to the podcast now. And I always know they listen to it because they say, hello, Ivan, how are you and where are you? So it's like, okay, here's somebody who listens to my podcast.
Absolutely.
And there is a link, and I'll make sure it goes into the podcast. Is this for Ross's book, or is it an article, Two Beers and a Puppy?
That will be the direct link to how it actually works. Yes.
How it works. All right. So we'll include that link here in the podcast. So anybody that wants more information on it can do so. Any closing thought before we wrap up?
No, Ivan, love your work, love listening to you, and love being a BNI member. And I love the way that BNI is changing the way the world does business.
Well, Bradley, I really appreciate you, and I appreciate your kind words. And I hope our paths cross in person again sometime.
Absolute pleasure being invited onto your podcast, Ivan, and namaste to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Over to you, Priscilla.
Okay, that was a lot of fun. I really like Ivan. By the way, I would definitely have 2 beers, and you can take care of my puppy anytime.
Can I? All right. I'm not sure you'd want all the ticks that we have here in Austin on my land, but
what are they?
Ticks. Those little insects that give you Lyme disease. So I'm not sure you'd want your puppy running around here.
Yes, ticks. Okay, well, I'll skip on I'll avoid the ticks. Okay, here we go. This podcast is sponsored by MeisnerAudioPrograms.com. These audio programs will provide you with the tools and the inspiration to powerfully enhance your BNI experience. So check out the great material that's available to you at MeisnerAudioPrograms.com and use the promo code IVAN50 for 50% off of everything. All of the proceeds go to the BNI Foundation. Thank you so much for listening. This is Priscilla Rice, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for another exciting episode of the official BNI podcast.